Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars Legends of the Sprawl at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Rodrigo, Corinne, I'm struggling, Felicia and Ed with their adventures on the fringe of Imperial space. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar below. You can also join the chaos by joining our community. Check out the Discord link in the show notes. You can also support us if you like what we do by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players for their continuing missions, Star Trails, as we go back a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Welcome back, and hello to Hermit, who I can already see is in the chat. Thank you for joining us again. So, we love her.
Thank you for joining us once again.
And hello, River, as well. So, when we left off last session, you guys had narrowly avoided being crushed, irradiated, and otherwise fucked up by a neutron star. Yay, go you. Your character was there in spirit. Your character was there with plot armor, although I don't know what plot armor I can give you if the ship had been crushed. But anyway.
She became one with the Force, I don't know.
She did the Leia thing
To
of
be
throwing
fair,
herself
yeah.
out of the ship and getting into the TARDIS or something.
The most likely of us to have that kind of armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys had managed to get to what is affectionately referred to in the Lucas universe as wild space, as in extra stuff we're going to add. Also, place where DMs can do their own shit. And you are on the edge of what is the constantly changing Valashar space. Valashar go where they want to, do what they want. When they get bored of a particular planet, they'll just mostly just leave it. They are the Vikings of the day. And when you went to this one system, it was a trading post, a bunch of allied planets, allied systems actually, a couple of systems that banded together. And this is, because this is wild space, this is the wild frontier. You know, you are literally now getting the full edge of the Empire experience, not just the dust bowls and asteroid bases and things like that, but this is outside of even the politics that you would understand. Many of you aren't that political when it comes to core worlds and things, but you've heard about the war between the Empire and the Rebel Alliance. You know about the Hutts, you know about the corporations, you know about the Sith and the Jedi. Here, all of that stuff is interesting stories told at bars. You are quite some way out of town.
Light blades are lightsabers are not lightsabers. They are light sticks or light swords.
Light swords, yeah. And as you've seen a few times, when Valashar's been referred to, had been told about the Sith, they're like, "Oh yeah, cultists, dribbly candle guys," right? They don't know a huge amount about the Sith out here, which is potentially why you're hunting one down here. The what in wild space, Sith tend to love the constant changing of borders and governments. The constant warring between relatively small factions. We're still talking worlds, but what we're not talking about is a galactic empire that shares information at the speed of light. This is where you're hoping a trail will lead to Darth Solaris. However, when you jumped into this particular system, one of the easier places to jump into, especially after X4 had screwed up the astrogation. Hey, what can I say? The universe is twisting. The galaxy is twisting all the time. Everything's moving. You saw that a bunch of Valashar trading ships, amongst others, were being attacked by what seems to be a pirate flotilla. Valashar being Valashar, the merchant ships broke off and started a bold, daring, and maybe suicidal run to try and board the vessels so that they can take them down Valashar style, right up close and personal. Looking at the ship, it is a form of cruiser, Silhouette 6. Heavy firepower, lots of armor, lots of shielding, and you know that their ships aren't going to cut it, but the Lakota might. You contacted the merchant ship and ended up talking to Unga. Unga was one of the warriors assigned to protecting these merchants. The merchants themselves, they are still Valashar. They're still warriors of a kind, but probably riflemen, probably hunters, rather than the full-blown Valashar warrior that you can see when you see Unga on the screen. This huge, beautiful, dark-skinned Viking with a huge vibro sword, vibro greatsword on his back. Nowhere near as decorative as Victoria's, but just as menacing. When we last left off, Unga told you to rotate to match the cargo bay of his own ship, and told you to open up your own as they prepared to do a halo jump out of their ship and into yours. With a huge burst of atmosphere, steam hissing out of two large curved doors that make up part of the belly of the ship, you watch as the ship opens up, your own opening up the front cargo bay like some strange metal bird's mouth. You rotate to make sure that you're as close as you could possibly be without hitting the other ship. And then, like tadpoles on your screen, you watch as these figures, some of them bedecked in bright metal armor, others have just got atmospheric suits, all of them wearing these face masks with a slight tinge of green, a HUD on the inside of the visor, as they leap from their ship and into the open maw of the Lakota. Suddenly, from the Tannoy, Clarity says, "Additional members are on board. 7, 8, 9. Wait, please."
Random all guest status. They're friends.
Confirmed. 67 new members have now entered the ship.
Hey!
And on the screen, you can see, because it's atmosphereless in the in there, that they're all gripping onto every available surface, top and bottom, in the cargo bay, like a fucked up set of metal bats, just there holding on, pointing to each other, and doing various signs with their hands that Victoria will be able to tell you is the warrior language. So it's silent stalker language, allowing them to communicate to each other wordless as they prepare their attacks. The other ship starts to close. And checking that nobody is part into the door, JT, you flick a switch. Restoring atmosphere in front cargo bay. And as that happens, you can see that they let go, and as the artificial gravity starts to reassert itself, they all start to glide down to the floor. Magnetic boots being switched off. Unger, very easily recognizable amongst the crew, the biggest guy, this huge, broad shoulders, very, very heavy power armor. You can see that there's servos lighting up along his arms and across his back. Gestures to a bunch of people to get ready, and you can see as everybody went in there, they were kind of shuffled up, but now they're starting to separate into squads, completely organized. He walks up to the door, presses the button to confirm that it would open, and his guest status allows him in. And no more than a minute later, this huge guy is walking into the cockpit. Nice ship you got here,
Welcome aboard.
sister. Gives you the full forearm. Sister and arm.
Just everyone is,
Brother, sister, or cousin, depending on
how
much they
friendly you are
like
to
you. Yeah, how much they like you and how friendly you are. He approves of you right from the start. So him saying sister is basically, I like you, without having to actually show any emotion.
or spell it out.
Yeah,
I think we've had a week or
yeah.
something as we were
Yeah, it's
traveling.
been like a
It's been
week
a while,
in
yeah.
space, so you've gotten out of there for a while now.
Does that mean
we
the
can say
Victoria's
that you
wounds?
were prepping dinner, and that was why you weren't in the cockpit when this all went down. Yes.
So yes, Victoria, you're still under 2 critical hits, I believe.
No.
No?
I didn't get any crits.
Okay, well, let's take a look at the website. Hang on.
6 wounds.
Yeah, I just took some damage.
I think we just heal one a
yes.
day.
In that case, yeah, you healed that up.
Okay, good. Oh, that too.
Yeah,
he
we
was
did.
with
taking
Geyser
care
as
of
well.
us.
Yeah, it's gone.
Good. Gone.
As is R8
Either way,
strength.
I had some burns from a star on my arm, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I got a little banged up, but I won against the star, so I'm happy.
You're going for the Chuck Norris reputation, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I remember when I went mano a mano with a star. You're going to be the crazy old person sat at the bar at some point. It's like, you call that a star? You should have seen the star that I went up against.
Bravo, lady.
That would be hilarious.
That would be really funny.
This happens in the course of a couple of minutes because these ships are bearing down on you.
Oh, yeah.
There's already exchanges of blaster fire, laser fire from the various ships. The trader vessel that they arrived in breaks off and starts going back to the planet. No dishonor here. The ship is only good for boarding, and their main weapon has been transferred to another ship. So they are they're very happy to disengage because there's probably about 4 people left on the ship now.
I'm asking Grim to be on the comms coordinating sensors. I want to know where the A, shield generators, B, ingress points.
Okay.
Sure. Yes.
So
yes, I can totally.
You
do
don't
that.
necessarily have to use perception for this, Grim. You can use fast talking, if you wish, to gain allies amongst the other people in the defending fleet. So this is where a social role can work really, really well in busy, mixed up, fucked up combats like this. So first of all, everybody has declared their IFF. So by tagging this fleet as foe, you've all basically been tagged as neutral. So where the foe turns red, everybody else has gone wink, 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 and turned yellow.
Right.
And you can see that many of them now have basically turned around to people that they can see, other ships that they can see are fighting, and their comms officer has gone, okay, that guy's on our side, that guy's on our side, and sent the friend part of the IFF code. Yeah. IFF, if you haven't heard of it, is identify friend and foe. So yeah.
I'm gonna.
Neva's still on that, I presumed.
Yeah.
Grim's just our comms officer today.
Yeah,
He's a comm officer, but you will be tagging the anything that comes towards us, smaller ships or anything the like.
I'm gonna do perception.
Making sure we
then.
don't bump into anyone.
I have plenty of points in perception, but right now it feels like
you can still go for
more.
it. But I was just giving you the option, so you can either go for perception, or
I
you
appreciate
can go for things like negotiation and things to contact a ship and say, hey, buddy, can you help us out here? What have you got? And so you can get it from other people's points.
Great, let
Grim also do some rolls. I know, yeah.
Ooh, I like the idea of lying here. Yes, I do. It's my thing.
You're on the
All right.
you're on the censor's desk. If you want to abandon your post, then go right ahead.
Do I feel, because Nima's the only one attuned with the Force here? Do I feel something like when Grim gets the choice? Like thinks of maybe I could lie about something. Does he feel like Nima's anger radiating or something?
Well, she's not strong enough in the Force that you'll be able to feel that. You might be able to notice once you lie, her reaction to it, but at the moment, only Corinne knows what you're going to do.
That's fair.
Nima has no idea. So, for example,
perception.
you've used lies in the past, Grim, to inspire people. Yeah. Anybody who's seen, or is it the Invention of Lying? The one guy from The Office.
The terrible Ricky Gervais film.
Yeah. Terrible though. Yes, I agree. It is. He invents lying with his grandma and invents heaven to stop her from suffering. This is something that good liars, good fast talkers like yourself know, that sometimes you can turn around to people and say, hey, it's okay, I've got friends coming, all we need to do is hold on until they arrive. And you've noticed that people will fight like the devils at their back because they know that hope is there, even if it's false hope. So you've been able to manipulate people before using this. So if you wanted to do a lie in place of a truth, you absolutely can do that.
I'll do perception. I
Okay.
think I'm gonna leave the lies for later.
Okay, so with your comms, perception is that you can listen to the radio chatter and basically just pick up tips.
All right. What difficulty?
You get to set the difficulty. With this one here, because it's a role-playing one, it's not something that I set specifically. The higher the diff, the more you get back.
I'll do a diff 3.
Sure, yeah. Absolutely.
See, it's not a problem letting Rodrigo do some stuff, Corinne.
Well, you'll get the chance to, because everybody gets one preparation action. This one's Rodrigo's.
Sorry.
Rodrigo, you open up the comms in what is, for most people, a maddening cacophony of chatter. You are cool with this. You've walked through markets before, looking for opportunities, listening to the susurrus of people around you as they're talking about their days, picking up what to most people would seem to be inane details. And you're kind of just storing everything that is useful in your head. You start to hear about certain people who are effectively wasting comms chatter, saying, Oh my God! Is that fighter bay? Is that fighter bay? Oh my God! No! No! Please don't say they've got fighters. We're gonna die if they've got a full fighter complement on there. That's gonna kill us, guys. That's gonna kill us. And somebody else goes, no! That's torpedoes. That's torpedoes. They've got a broadside torpedo launcher. Oh my God! You start going, what the fuck are they talking about? And then you can see that this is just a bunch of landing bays. And you can see from what they can see as fighters is actually just looting ships. This is your typical pirate setup, and what it is they want to beat the shit out of some ships, send out the wrecking crews, grab big chunks and pull them in. So as these things are opening, they're expecting fucking TIE fighters, X-Wings, headhunters, all of that lot to come out, skip rays and all that jazz. And as you're looking at it, you're like, no, they're gonna try and shoot you with big fucking guns and take your ship in chunk at a time. Or they're going to wait for you to hopefully jettison some cargo to get the heat off them so that they can pick up said cargo and get an easy win. You get the game. You get the game. You're just like, yeah, you think these guys are gonna go for, like, you know, glory and honor and all the rest of it? That's the fucking Valashar that do this shit. These guys are in for the quickest win that they can, which means that you also are suspecting that they probably got a way to get out as well. You also hear with, and I'm going to give you your advantages here. As people are there saying, is there an interdictor field? I'm not sure if I can get out of here. I might be able to get out of here. Should we all get out of here? Are we going to be letting people die if we get out of here? And then someone says, no, there's no interdictor field. Hyperspace is good. Hyperspace is brilliant, actually. Yeah, we could jump any time, at which point you go, hang on a second. You look up at one of the readings, and yeah, you've seen quite a few hyperspace jumps now. You're not a hyperspace engineer or an astrogation expert, but you can see a good field versus a bad field because, you know, it gives you like all the stats. You just have to know what should be high and what should be low. You take a look at it, it's perfect. You have a feeling that this pirate fleet has an emergency warp system. Emergency warp system allows them to warp without having to go into hyperspace. It allows them to jump even if they've got a lot of other ships with hyperdrives around them. Normally, all hyperdrives have a small interdiction field, which is why in the game, especially in the role-playing game, you have to separate yourself from the nearest ship, normally by a chase action, to be able to get away, to be able to do your jump. These ships, you have a feeling with their emergency warp system, emergency jump system, they will be able to jump even if they're surrounded by people. So it looks like they've got an MO, and that's what you get from all of the chatter and reading between the lines and, you know, connecting dots that aren't there. You've managed to kind of ring fence how these guys work. You've been around the scum of the universe for so long now that you just see everything as what's the game, what's the play, what's the game, what's the play, and immediately you go, that's the play, that's what they do. They come in, they grab, and the second that they're in any form of danger, they get the fuck out of Dodge with whatever they've received.
Right. And we're planning on boarding them, right? That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I tell JT, JT, are you sure boarding is still a good idea? I mean, I'm all in for bad ideas, but
a hull full of Valashar. That seems like a very good idea to me.
They got an emergency warp system.
Less
jump.
good idea.
Damn it, Simon! You did it to me too.
Yep.
They got an emergency jump system.
We got an emergency copyright violation.
Exactly. I don't know. So I'm not expert in ships. I'm usually expert in other things, but if they jump and there's anyone of the Valashar in it, the pirates are going to take the Valashar with them, aren't they?
And then the Valashar are going to kill the pirates and take the ship back.
That's true. It is still, I don't know, I just
it's
wanted to let you know. I just
Yeah.
wanted to let you know they're gonna jump immediately as something starts going a little bit iffy for them.
X4, do you think you'd be able to slice that and disable it somehow?
And across your vision, you get just some code. Actually, you just get it in your head. The code. You don't even have to see it. And X4 says, "Just watch me."
Oh,
I
thanks for the heads
love
up.
our sassy little astromech. He
I love
is
astromechs.
so great.
I am
I would
going
be
to.
playing X4 if I was a player instead of the DM in this. I would be playing X4.
Nice.
I considered doing astromech.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go over the speakers basically and let the Valashar know the situation and let them know that we're going to try and stop them doing it. But if they do, kill them all and take the ship back.
Unga says, as long as they don't jump as we're getting in there, they're already dead. We'll take the command deck and just warp it straight back. Jump it straight back. Damn it. And
You know what? We should start keeping a count. Just have like a little, like,
A warp-
like
yeah, warp jar.
count. yeah, like in the corner, just like a number that's just like warp count, and it goes up every
I should
time
probably
someone
te-
says warp.
I say probably. I could get Nightbot to do that actually.
Fair.
We have X copyright violations. Yeah, I mean, hyperspace technically is the warping of space, so it's not. All the
Before
same.
we know, we're gonna
trying to
start.
stay on
It
brand.
depends on how iffy the different companies are about.
Well, warp is technically Star Trek, whereas even though LucasArts have the rights over the word droid, they can't take hyperspace. Even though they're using it, they can't take it because it was used many, many times before. But yeah.
Before we know it, we're gonna just start using every single terminology from every single like sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
Like-
Let's go into
The,
the time
the good
vortex.
thing
Why
is
not?
that if we
Warhammer
break too
40K.
many copyrights, then they'll have to fight each other about who gets to sue us.
Wow, are we going to use the Gaspode form of defense in that we will violate so many copyrights that there's just they just can't decide who actually has jurisdiction?
Yes.
Need to write that game. Problem is if you do it enough, it becomes a parody and you're protected anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
See?
You do hear a voice that doesn't normally speak during combat, as Geyser says, "Oh, I see. You're using the Valashar like a virus."
Well, I mean, hopefully they won't be doing much procreating.
Yes, that would be most inefficient, knowing the gestation rate of the Valashar.
What's your point?
I appreciated the model of your incursion.
Right. Could you save it for after the fighting stops next time? We're a little busy.
Oh, but of course, standing by. Medbay, correct and ready.
Good, thank you. I do want to mention it. If I get too kind of ordery and telling people what to do, shout me down. Like, please do. I'm just like,
Yeah.
JT is the captain in this situation.
Oh
JT's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh,
The
we're in a
others are
space
kind
battle."
of following him. Like I'm perfectly fine with him.
I
taking
appreciated
control of his
it.
ship combat.
I personally appreciate it because I genuinely don't know what to do. So
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
There's also that.
So there's a lot of ships in this combat. Obviously, we're not going to bog it down with all of them there, but what I am going to do is get you all to do initiative rolls. That's largely for you to do something in the combat. But before we do that, Rodrigo's done a starting action. Excuse me. Rodrigo's done a starting action. I would like a preparation action from each of you. So, Corinne, you're on the sensors at the moment. With your abilities, you're able to call out things like cold shots and other such things. What would you like to do? Big ship. You need to find a way to, first of all, weaken its... Okay. So the one point of entry that's already been identified by Grimm is that they do have typical Star Wars landing base, which has a shield. So it's an atmospheric shield, but it's also a very powerful shield that they can sink to allow a ship to come in. But it can also be a protective shield in combat as well. These are opened up on the side of the ship because they've got kind of smash and grab style small freighters that can come out, grab things, go back in, and then they get the hell out of Dodge. So that's one way into the ship. You can look for alternative entries onto the ship, or you can look for weaknesses, things like that. So bear in mind that. Would you like to find alternative entrances to the ship? I'll tell you what I'll do. Choose which one is going to be down to successes and which one is going to be down to advantages. Because we can do that with these ones. Sure. So if you want something as potent as Grimm, the diff will have to be 3 or above.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be worse than our idea to slingshot ourselves out of the gravity field of a
Hey, that
neutron
I
works.
star.
loved it. That was such a good thing. They decided the best way out of a neutron star was kind of through.
I mean, you're not going to
field.
reverse away, are you?
No.
Beep 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 beep.
Sometimes to go slower, you have to go faster.
Yeah.
Just how it works. Oh, very nice.
Brilliant. Okay, so first of all, points of entry. You do see that there is another form of point of entry. Yes, you can land on it, but there's also umbilicals. Large ships can't obviously land inside each other. So if they want to have ship to ship, they can just dock up. Umbilicals will come out and use the umbilicals to get in. You have managed to identify several umbilical points. Now, there's an upside and downside to this. First of all, umbilicals, because of their nature, you would have to break the umbilical to get in. The upside is that they are not very well defended at all. You don't have the extra shield, the atmosphere shield, although certain shields will kind of go in place once you depressurize the umbilical. There will be some bulkheads and things like that, but you've got a bunch of Valashar with vibro weapons. Bulkheads, you fucking laugh at them. They will laugh at them. The downside is it's small. It's the size of a corridor. Rather than a large target that you can get in with a ship, which they're going to anticipate people trying to get into the loading bays. So there may be turrets, there may be all sorts of things. They'll be ready. There'll be staff there. I have no doubt there'll be people there with guns. It's a smaller target, but it will be a less guarded target. Now there are a couple of umbilicals that you can see. One of them seems to go closer to the command deck than any of the loading bays. You have a feeling this is probably some sort of ambassadorial route where maybe they would have the captain going from one large ship to another, or maybe some sort of visiting dignitary. You don't know. The rest of the umbilicals seem to be
Visiting dignitaries in wild space. Yes. Mm-hmm.
well. These ships are made for all sorts. Yeah, and there's
Of course.
dignitary even in wild
It's
space.
more the joke of
Yeah.
like we're in wild space and she's thinking, oh yeah, ambassadors.
Yeah, there are ambassadors here because they're a different worlds. I mean, this is an entire planet after all. There are ambassadors on that planet. But yeah, compared to Imperial ambassadors, they don't have the same shine. They're kind of like the backwater hillbillies of space. Yeah. So that's the first one. Now, you didn't score on the advantages, but you got a triumph, so I can give you something else. You can see that they do have overlapping shield generators, very powerful looking ship. And it is capable of targeting individual ships, but it only makes one attack. Several ships at once, but it only makes one set of attacks, what's known as a firing solution, against each ship, so that it can keep each ship harangued around it, so that all the ships feel the pressure. This type of ship is supposed to sit pretty, have lots of armor, lots of hit points, and then when it's giving out damage to everything else, it's making everything else feel stress while it's just counting down and going, now we're going to bug out now, and then use that emergency jump system. So you do know that on your approach, you will be attacked, and you know that you will be attacked by... Chances are you will be attacked by either a tractor beam, if they like the look of your ship, or you'll be attacked by what seem to be twin turbo lasers. Quite nasty. Yep.
So, in short, the dignitary's entrance is riskier but closer to the bridge.
Yes. It would require quite a bit of coordination. Not only that, if you were to, for example, line yourself up and do a call shot on one of these bays, you could probably fuck up the atmospheric shield long enough that all the Velashar could jump in and do it all en masse. If you're going for the umbilical, chances are you'll have to do a pass, send out a bunch of zero-G trained warriors to open up the umbilical, and then make a second pass and belch out the rest onto the surface of the ship.
Okay.
One big attack versus a two-stage infiltration.
Yeah, and the one big attack would be the whole group fighting up all the way through the ship, and
Yes.
the two
It would
groups
be less
would be...
efficient.
Yeah. Opinions, anyone?
I'm all for either one of those two approaches, but it's more a fact of what you think we're capable of with our ship.
Whatever gets me in the least danger.
I mean, you know how JT is about risk.
Yes, we do. That's the fun part.
By the way, I was saying that as Grams. You call it cowardness. I
I'm
call
a
it
balancing
calculated.
force.
Calculated. I literally just forgot the word. I had it at the tip of my tongue. Jesus Christ.
That happens all the time, though.
So, what would you like to do?
I mean, I want to do the riskier one, let's be honest.
That one sounds really fun. Just like jump
I like
out,
the
fuck
two
something
waves.
up, and then get in. Yeah.
I like
Okay.
the idea that as Kima is already saying, so what you think JT's already implementing the risky one, like just immediately.
Yeah, you look on the screen and you see the calculations for the path already.
Yeah. So this tactic, if you go for it, is going to require an approach vector. So there are ships kind of go all the way around this thing. The ship itself is going speed 3. So it's going at a fair pelt for a large ship. It's enough that it can maneuver, but it's going as quickly as it can towards the space stations, the orbital areas, things like that. Trying to do some damage. Basically, if it can do enough damage to the orbital defenses of this planet, then it opens the door to maybe more of its pirate faction coming in and doing ship-to-surface raids, which are more lucrative, and sending down various raiding parties and all that lot. which Victoria will know about because the Valashar do exactly the same thing. Fuck up your planetary
it's
defenses and
effective.
drop Vikings on you. So they are very much in flavor for this part of the galaxy. But it is fast enough that they're able to progress, but it's slow enough that they can maneuver without having to mess up the rest of their fleet. So their fleet has got a lot of ships. I can't remember if I said there was 5 or 6 of them. But you're going for the head ship, knowing that you fuck this one up, everybody else will go away.
They're fast. We're faster.
We are.
So speaking of that, because there's going to be some piloting checks, what speed are you going at?
Well, we're going to be making our vector approach at speed 4, obviously. 'Cause,
Obviously.
I mean, we're going to try and break as much as possible to get the Valashar out and then speed straight back up. We're spending strain tonight. Which
Okay.
also means I just want to check our current system strain is at 6. How has that?
Your system strain is
Decreased.
back down to 0.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause it's been a while.
So it's been a while. Your X4 has just been busy beavering away. Your system strain is fine.
Running a quick diagnostic.
You haven't got any ship criticals, which was kind of what I was going for with the attrition of the
Lots of red
neutron
dice.
star encounter. If you'd really shut the bed on that one, you would have been going into this fight with ship criticals already there, and the potential of having to limp to a port, as I've already said, which would have delayed your journey somewhat, and would have actually prevented you coming into this and gaining favor. So this is part of the plot. So yeah, you are able to do was it 1 starship maneuver to move within close range of a target, move close to short, short to close, or 2 starship maneuvers to go close to medium or medium to close. So it's a good speed to be at.
I would like to commend Hermit's shortened down version of our plan. That is exactly what we're planning to do, and that is a perfect write down of it.
Yep.
I don't have chat open. What did he say?
Phase 1 of the plan, fuck ship up. Phase
Yeah.
2, fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Phase 3,
Yeah, pretty much.
victory.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Phase 3 profit. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's I guess that's your preparation action head, is that you were asking some tactical things. So you
I
went
am
tactical.
coordinating.
Sure. Unga, as you're talking about this, and I'm going to say you're just keeping your distance at the moment, just weaving around, trying to find a good inn. Bear in mind, there's tons of other ships and things, so you're having to kind of skirt around and things as you're finding your vector. And you're explaining this, and Unga's there saying, "Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that." Victoria, is there anything in particular that you would like to do or check out or assess or whatever?
While we're going in, I'm just checking over the warriors we have, seeing what type of equipment they have, just making sure I know what we're going in with,
Sure.
as well as preparing myself, getting the sword, getting the face mask so I can jump out, all the usual prepping. At the same time as having on my visor the ship thing in case I need to rush to my gunner station to help out.
Nice. So of the 60 odd people that you've got there, only 16 of them, not including Unga, are warriors. You know them to be newly blooded warriors, so they all have vibro axes.
Right.
Vibro axes and energy shields on their forearm. So they are axe and board Valashar fighters, but that's still fucking good. To be a full-blooded warrior in the Valashar is no small feat.
Nope.
So you're quite happy with the vanguard they've got, and they'll be able to work well as a team as well because they've just come out of training and things like that. Haven't got their own style yet. You've got your style. Unga's quite clearly got his in the same way that Björn had his as well. The rest of the guys have got basic hunter gear. So hunter, it also encompasses basic trader combat training, hunter level training, and that is that they have blaster carbines with what is effectively a vibro bayonet on the end. But next to the vibro bayonet as well is effectively like a plasma cutter to be able to weld or rend parts of ships and things like that. It's basically get on ship, fuck things up. So Hermit was already Valashard up with the suggestion. And so, they all seem to be resolute. They're jacked after doing a halo jump from ship to ship. And so you can see wide-eyed smiles, maniac kind of faces looking back at you. Most of them have kept their helmets on. Unger, to speak to, took his off, but most of them have still got their helmets on and they're ready to leap again, this time onto the enemy ship. And there's a lot of, every now and again as somebody starts to come down, somebody goes up and just kind of punches him in the back, and then gives him like a bro hug, and he's like, yeah, just keeping the adrenaline ticking over for the number of rounds it's going to take to get them to their location.
At about this time, a very small and slow pit droid, H-33, also known as Sleepy, limps up to Victoria and Ungar, holding on his back the large maglock ship tracker, just in case we lose you.
Perfect. I'll take care of that.
What the hell is this?
That is a tracker that can track us from the other side of the galaxy. We could be in the middle of Alliance territory or hot space, and these guys would be able to track us down.
Not my kind of thing usually, but I'm willing to go with whatever you guys are going with.
It's more the fact that in case we're on that ship on the other side, it's pretty good to have someone be able to come back.
Keeps them in the fight. I respect it. Walks up to the pit droids and goes, "Thank you, little fella." Grabs hold of this thing and one-handed just hoofs it onto his shoulder, like it's like a kit bag or something. And this thing's like it's like he's just picked up a swoop.
Yeah.
We got this one for free, and unfortunately it doesn't track through hyperspace, but will allow us to at least try and find you later if we need to.
Yeah, it does allow. It does alter the hyperspace trail, so it gives a
it.
modifier. It doesn't give a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
But if you go through hyperspace and you're anywhere in the vicinity, you'll be able to pick up the trail again. So yeah.
Yep.
It fucks up the emissions.
That's the plan.
Okay. So you've deployed that particular thing, and Unger's there, just a huge fucking thing now, and he's just waiting there in the cargo bay, ready for you to deposit this this hit squad. You're quite pleased with what you've got there, Felicia. I'm going to give you the option because there's a stat that's very rarely used, and it's not in most games, called leadership. Did you want to whip up the troops?
No.
Okay. She's just looked at it and gone, nope.
That is not my job. I can do discipline, but I cannot do leadership, okay?
Leadership and discipline can be used for a lot of things at the same time, but discipline specifically can be used to either lead by example. So if you don't show fear, others are less likely to. Leadership is more oration, ordering, things like that. With discipline, you can stare somebody down using discipline or leadership. You can do either two. It does allow alternative roles. But yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
That is not one of my stats.
You leave it to Unger then.
That is a presence stat. That is
you
not my
stat. You have a feeling
stat.
that Unger himself is not a leader, but he is intimidating, and that's probably what got the traders to get on side with the Valashar that they had, the Valashar blooded warriors that they have on board. You have a feeling he doesn't need to lead the blooded warriors all that much. Their training alone means that they'll obey him.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to go through it too quickly, but don't spend too much time on it. But Unger is impressed by the fact that you are wearing clearly Mandalorian armor.
That is good.
So.
Oh yeah, Rodriguez. I don't know if we mentioned it, but Victoria does have Mandalorian armor.
No, I knew about that.
Yeah.
Alright. I just still find it funny.
Technically speaking, Grim is still in possession of some Mandalorian armor. It's just whether or not he's going to wear it at the wrong point and be killed.
Yeah.
Victoria earned the right, so even if
I
a
mean,
Mandalorian sees her with
technically
the
I
armor,
did. Technically.
only according to you, not according to the Mandalorians. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, Chevron might give you credit.
I'm sure.
You haven't met him, so that doesn't count.
I deviate from the book a little bit in that I will allow you to use either vigilance or cool to roll for initiative. So I am going to roll initiative for the captain. So the thing to beat is 1 and 3. Yeah?
Yeah. I was
1
gonna
and
ask
1.
that.
Okay, that's 1 below.
Doesn't matter what I do, it's still the same.
1 above. My word.
Oh boy.
That's maximum, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Yes, that is the most I can possibly roll with my
2
3
above.
dice.
1 below.
Not gonna lie, that's more than I expected.
And Nima. Okay. So because this particular type of game is built on the players acting as a team, you have 2 people who act before the ship and 2 people who act after the ship. Okay. And even though you 1 and 3, yeah. So JT had 1 and 1. So the way it happens is that any 2 of you can act before the ship fires at you as part of its firing solution, and then after that, the rest of you get to do your actions as well. At the moment, we have Ed in the pilot seat, no one in the co-pilot seat, Felicia, aka Victoria, in the gunner's station. Until it's time for you to jump on board, in which case if you want to run to the nearest airlock and throw yourself out, be my guest.
Yes.
You've got Nima on the IFF station. You've got X4 doing what he always does, and running engineering, and Grim currently on the comm station, but if you want Grim, you can go to a gunner station if you think you would be better there.
No, I think I'll stay here.
Okay. So.
Oh, that means I've got a gun.
That
Yeah,
means,
it
yes,
does.
you can.
First time.
Yeah, you
Been
can
a
switch gunnery to your station, and it will be forward firing.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
JT's gonna
No.
have some fun.
I
Luckily,
have a
you're a
feeling
droid,
that-
so you can do 2 things at once.
I have a feeling that JT is going to be going on one of the 2 slots before the other ship because he'll want to start
Yes.
messing with them. Just to remind you guys, because it has been a while, non-pilot actions is that you can do a combat check with any weapons that haven't already been used. So that's gunner station for Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do a plot course, so you can make it easier for any piloting checks that comes along. So there is going to be difficult terrain as part of this because you're weaving in and out of other ships. There's lots of ships around here attacking. You can co-pilot, which is if you jump in the co-pilot seat, you can do a check to lower the difficulty of the pilot's check. So you get rid of more difficulty dice. You can try and jam their computers, so that can be done from the sensors or from the comms station. So 2 of you can try that. That's a computers check. You can try and boost the shields, so that's more of a mechanics check. You can do manual repairs, which is an athletics check, and you can only do that once per encounter, though. So best to leave that to X4 because he's got a lot of extra bonus dice for that. You can do what's known as fire discipline, which is either a leadership or discipline check, hard, which allows you to analyze their tactics and give bonus dice to the various attacks. You can scan the enemy. That's a hard perception check, and that will allow you to find out more about their hull trauma levels, their system strain, particular weapons. So Nima did a bit of this already. Any modifications and any weak points, anything that they has already been hit by any other hits that other ships have made. I've obviously pre-rolled all the other ships, so you don't have to worry about that. I know what happens in 7 to 10 rounds of combat with this ship. You can try slicing it, so hack the other ship's systems. That can be fun. Or you can spoof missiles, which is an average computer's or a hard vigilance check. You can, if there's a missile that's locked onto you, you can start fucking with them by sending false sensor data. So those are a few things. You can also role play your little hearts out. So anything you can think of, if you want to reverse the polarity on the flux capacitor, they're doing a particular effect, you have the right to do that. So please let your imagination go wild with things that you can do. Go space magic. So
I would like to suggest Nima go first so that she can plot the course, making any hard checks easier for JT. And then JT can get us on course very easily.
Yeah, certainly your gunner station, Victoria. It doesn't matter when that turns up in the initiative because you're not going to take this down in one shot. So
no.
I do want to have, if it's okay, I do want to have the second slot after JT.
That's the third in that case, because if Corinne goes first, then JT.
Why is the question?
Why?
I want to jam their communications because if after what Simon told me, if they're the type of people who run at the slightest amount of trouble, I want them to be unable to say that they're trouble so they can run away.
What kind of range are we at from them?
At the moment, you're at medium range, which means that they are taking pot shots at you. Their weapons are capable, but the firing solution at the moment, because there's other ships that are closer than you are, their firing solution is prioritizing those. So it's not that they can't reach you; they can. It's just at the moment they're not prioritizing you because you're further away.
And it'll take us a round to get in close enough before we can then get in close to do the drop off. So.
It's not just getting in, it's aligning yourself. So distance is one factor, but also getting to the right part.
Yeah,
so
my point being, if I go in the first half and Nima goes in the second half, it's not going to be a detriment.
Okay, all
right.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Nima and Grim go first. Nima and Grim go first.
Nima,
that's fair.
Yeah, that could work actually, because again, unless JT is going for particular evasion, that would work.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's going first?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nima, what do you do? Are you going to plot course, scan the enemy, or something else? Plot course is also a perception check. You can do a hard perception check instead of an average astrogation check.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to line yourself up with one of the umbilical ports. Yeah. Okay. So that's a hard perception check, please. That's 3. Diff 3.
Give us numbers.
Sure.
Ah, you have that. I have a similar thing, but I upgrade their attacks to hit me.
Yeah. Okay. So this plot course, it says on a successful check, each success reduces 1 black for each success. So you've reduced the difficult terrain on this by 1 black for the piloting, but you have got a load of advantages as well. Now, the advantages are going to be that as you're weaving and dodging and kind of showing JT where not to go because you're seeing ships coming in, kind of a bit sprawlish in this case. Instead of it being asteroids, it's just ship flight patterns. So, it's a little more, but it kind of feels familiar. What you're also doing is a little bit of sprawl home tactics. So with the advantages there, that's going to be for each 2. For each 2 advantages that you have there, so you've got 4, I will give you 2 black to hit you. Yeah? So you're not just plotting a course that's easier for JT to get to. You're plotting a course where you're actually using other ships as cover. Two blacks to you.
2 blacks.
I'll give you a black for each 2.
Right. Make your decision. I don't mind.
Yeah, let's leave that up to you, Corinne. It's your role.
Yeah, it's your action. Do you
Chilling.
get add extra for the pilot, or do you plot an evasive course taking cover from the other ships? Okay. You can see that there's some of the larger ships, they've got heavy hulls, heavier than yours. They're not built for combat, they're not built for the maneuverability that the Lakota enjoys. So you're going to weave in and out of those and just use those as cover to get as close as you can using the other ships. Okay, good stuff. Who's up second?
That would be me.
Okay, what would you like to do, sir?
I'm going to both follow this path, but while putting my own little evasive spin on it.
Okay.
So taking an evasive maneuvers and a fly/drive.
Okay.
So that doesn't actually take any rolls from me.
Nope. So with evasive maneuvers, just making sure, upgrades the difficulty of the dice pool once for all attacks made by the ship until the pilot's next turn. You're moving at speed 4, so you are allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And fly drive is what you're just doing anyway, so you're maintaining your speed at speed 4 as you're weaving in. So I do need you as the pilot to do a check.
Yep.
So this is a check that the environment inflicts on you. It's not an action. So I would like you to do a pilot space roll.
Mm-hmm.
And the diff for you for this is going to be 2. There's normally 4 blacks. 1 gets taken off by Corinne, and this is difficult terrain, which I believe you have a perk for.
Well, it depends, because it's remove black per rank of outdoorsman for checks to move through terrain or manage environmental effects.
Or manage environmental.
I'm actually going to give it. This is weaving through these ships is no different. It's the same skill set as weaving through trees on a speeder or over fast flowing terrain. The outdoorsman feat is made for being on a speeder and not hitting that rock. In this case, I'm going to say it's a transferable skill, even if it's in 3D space.
Lovely.
You're trained in both piloting skills, so I'm going to say it's transferable in this case. So I think that's just what does I say? Diff 2, and you get rid of another 2, so it's just Diff 2 and 1 black.
2 black. I only get rid of. I've only got 1 level in outdoorsman.
You only get 1. Okay, so yeah, that's 2 purple and 2 black on your piloting space rolls.
It is indeed. Ooh, just about squeaked through.
Yeah, there's a few times when a few of you clench. Which is impressive because JC hasn't got anything to clench with. But There's a... Ooh, yeah, there's a few times. If you'd had any threats there, I was going to give you system strain. As you are overclocking your brain to be able to stay ahead of all these ships. Ships zipping right across your path, even with the help of Nima. It's hair-raising.
Oh, also, sorry to do this. Did X4 roll initiative?
No, actually, you're quite right. But I will roll it, but because he's an NPC, he'll go on his
he'll
initiative.
go on his own
You can't
turn.
trade with him.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I think that's fair. I'm gonna give him. I'm actually gonna get him to use his cool for this. What the? Okay, so he goes before the other ship. In that case, that's his slicing roll. So that's he's going to try and slice a particular system. So he has to add extra difficulty on that. So it's a hard check, and this is a guarded system. And he gets that's it. He slices the system, finds out what the hyperspace drive frequency is, and you can suddenly hear a whirring from your own hyperdrive as he starts using your hyperdrive as an interdictor. Normally, you can't do this unless you know the exact frequency that their jump drive uses, but he's just hacked it and found the information, and now your hyperdrive is on a resonant frequency. So if they try jumping, all that will happen is they'll get system strain. In order for them to be able to jump now, they actually have to change the frequency of their jump drive, which is not an easy task. In fact, it's a diff 4 task. But they do have
good at this X4.
I do love X4.
You know it. Your plucky little astromech has fucked shit up. They're not disappearing anytime soon. They have to pass a diff 4 mechanics check in order to use their emergency jump drive, which has given you guys time. So their firing solution goes off, which means they are going to attack that. It's a diff 3 to hit you guys because you've got a lower silhouette. You guys get to choose which shield. I'm assuming it's the shield with diff 2 on it, with two levels of shield.
3.
Oh, you pulled all the shield on the front.
No,
you modded it, didn't you?
Yeah, we upgraded our shields.
Love it. So that's 3 black. Yeah, which brings it up to diff 3, 5 black.
There we go.
Yeah, as you are weaving in and out of ships, you've got your enhanced front shield on the Lakota. This is why you chose this ship over a fucking trading vessel. This ship is an experimental beauty. Their automatic firing solution goes off. And no. So much no.
I don't know much,
no.
but that looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the most failing roll I've ever seen.
That fails a great deal. They would normally be using this. Yeah. Nope. That they would normally recover some strain, but they haven't taken any yet. Does it allow? Notice a single important point in the ongoing conflict, such as the location of a blast door's control. I know what they're going to do. With their advantage, they are going to realize not only that they have had their jump drive hacked, but that it was you that hacked it.
Okay.
I've got to generate a bit of drama that way.
Yeah.
So you're slightly more noticed than the rest of the ships. Yeah. Let's turn this up a bit, shall we?
I like it.
Okay, so next we've got Victoria and Grim. What would you like to do,
You
guys?
can take the next one if you want to, Rodrigo. You had a plan?
Yeah, I don't know if I should enact it right now, but because my plan was just to, as soon as the fucking Metal Gear Solid exclamation mark goes over their head, I wanted to check communications.
Yeah, do it. I've not seen someone do this yet, so I'm looking forward to it. So jamming is an average computers check, and
so that's like 2 diff.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, computers. I'm okay at computers. So give me a moment.
I mean, you're not taking out a vital system. Jamming communications largely is just sending noise around their communications array. So thankfully, it's not that difficult. But the diff for them to get rid of it goes up with every 2 successes that you get.
Okay. Can I do something to improve my roll? Because I know Nima did something similar earlier. I want to do the same.
You can flip a light side to a dark side. Is one of the things you can do, and that will upgrade one of your greens to a yellow. If you have all yellows, it will add a green.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I thought it was like a Blades in the Dark thing where you can take strain to better like keep.
No, you can take strain to get an extra maneuver.
Right.
That's it,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't have anything, and unlike Ed, I don't like giving the GM more things to fuck us over. So I'm just gonna do the straight roll.
Okay, so you fail, but with some advantages. What you have done is that the advantage is that you know that the other vessels, the smaller vessels around this ship, are going for the planetary defenses. Mm-hmm. So you know that you're not going to get any hassle from the other ships. They're going to break off, and in formation going to try to go specifically for the trading post space station. Gotcha. If they blow that up, there won't be any reason for other ships to come here in future, which means that it'll be a sitting duck. One of the problems with this assault is that there are lots of trading vessels willing to weigh in to defend as a group. If they take out the trading post space station, there's going to be less traffic here, which means it's easier pickings in future. You are analyzing their tactics. As you were jamming the comms, you'd managed to get some glimpses of the comms and go, oh, shit, that's what they're doing.
Right.
Okay. Victoria, you haven't been painted for a cold shot, but you may as well start having a pop at this thing. Would you like to shoot the side of the barn door?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go for it. I need to tell you. So you can choose either, and I'm not going to tell you how much shields, because that's actually a roll to find out where the shields are. You can go for the front, back, port, or starboard shield.
What does a cold shot do again?
Cold shot. If somebody manages to find something and paint a target on it for you, you can attempt to shoot at it, and if you get a crit, I effectively allow a higher chance of getting the crit of your choice.
Okay, nah. Let's shoot the... Actually, I wanna aim for the side.
Sure, okay.
Because if we're going in through the front, close to their commander deck, I want them to think we're aiming somewhere else.
Fair. And it's all damage as well, so it's all good. Yeah, I like that idea. And because you've stated what your arterial motive other than damage them is, that's clearly what the advantages are going for. So you'll spend your advantages on foxing them into believing that you're going to be somewhere else, which will help with Ed's approach. So go for the roll. It is a diff 1 and 1 black for the shield in that section.
Good choice.
Yeah,
you hit. Let me just bring up the Lakota. Oh, I lost it. Where's it gone? There. So this is you're on the port twin laser cannon. So that's 6 plus 2 is 8 points of damage. Obviously, you don't do all of that damage because it hits its armor. But you do watch with some satisfaction as your twin lasers fire. You don't get the linked ability, but they still hit, doing a certain amount of damage. And you can see that you've got through the shielding, and you've managed to put a nice big burn mark on the side of this ship. How much damage is done, you don't know. It's that heavily armored, but you're hoping that, somewhere someone's walked past a bulkhead that just turned red hot and shot themselves. So,
works for me.
So we're back around to the top. So initiative 1, who's taking it?
Wait, Ed.
Hmm?
Your thing from last round, that is until your next turn. So if
It is,
you
yes.
wait until last, then that one will last for one more of their attacks.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Very sensible.
Yeah. Sometimes you can play the initiative that way.
Well,
So
who wants
Grim
to...
get on comms, like mess up their thing, and Nima
I'm
find us a shield generator or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Nima go first. If she can find me somewhere to shoot to really fuck them up, then good. Otherwise, we're pretty fine.
I'm gonna try to jam them again, and this time I want to imagine that Grim was sipping on some tea up until they fell, so now they put the tea and they're like, all right, fine. Yeah, same roll.
Same roll.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and do that.
Hey!
Hey.
Wasn't feeling that confident, but there we go.
Okay. The chatter is then, and you collecting all these frequencies as well. Again, your mind always getting better the more the desperation is. At which point you're like, and click, good night, and
There we go.
their comms go down. Not only that, but you've not only shut off the comms from that ship, but also one of the other ships. It says very clearly that every advantage is another target. So not only did you shut down the comms for that ship, but the ship it was talking to at the time.
Nice.
Well, they're not gonna be jumping anytime soon, hopefully.
So that's that. So I need to write down comms down. And we have 1 point of approach.
Yeah, they have several things that needs fixing by now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They can only...
They're
There's
having
that-
a game of Among Us inside that ship right now.
Oh god, yes.
How to fuck with a big ship is just to make things as crazy in there as possible. Just mess with them. So at the moment, their emergency jump is down, their comms is down, and they're going to have to roll on their
Someone
turn.
is probably shitting their pants. You know.
Now, and of course, now that they know that jump drive is down, they can actually try, but on the next turn. So that wasted them a turn. Who's going second?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do?
That would be nice,
Murder.
wouldn't it?
Big murder.
Well, at least Nima is getting into the headspace for being in wild space, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ba-doom.
A route, yes. Yeah, give me something to shoot at that will make more of them inside panic.
Okay, that will drop some of the support that you give to JT. So JT will have the extra black, but he seems to be
That'll be
rocking it
fine.
at the moment. You want to go for a cool shot, which you won't find in the Edge of Empire book. It's something that I've kind of ruled in, but I've got all the rules here. What would you like to attempt to look for? I'll give you some ideas. You can either look for things of mechanical stress. You can try to, you can't really put this in a tailspin. You can go for particular components, just to find something that looks breakable and break it. You can try to make the shields fail for a short period of time. You can fuck up the navicomputer. You can attempt to put the shields down in one section completely, which will allow an approach to certain sections for some people. You can try and damage the engine. You can try to overload shields. You can make the shields go down for a short period of time. You can try for a major system failure, or you can try for a hull breach. Just try to look for a place where the hull is thin and go for that as well. Obviously, this gets more and more hard as you go down that list. And what happens is that your successes towards this allow me to nudge the critical hit that is used to use this painted target. So if Felicia or Ed gets a crit by using any of the ship's weapons this turn, after you've done this, or within one turn of your doing this, then that crit gets modified.
No worries.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, if we want to make an approach, maybe taking out some shields might be quite nice.
Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
D20s. That's how this works.
Okay, so let's go for a hard check. Being that you know your you know that you're fairly competent at this, let's go for a hard check for the higher effect. Yeah. Take your strength. You succeed. You succeed. Spend the advantage however you want. You've got the tables there. Sure, a blue to JT. Well, I would say because you're painting a target, it would make more narrative sense to give the blue to the gunner. Okay, so Victoria, take the blue, and yeah, Victoria, there on this huge ship. Suddenly, there's a reticule that goes whoop 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 whoop, whoop, and it is fairly well disguised, but she's been able to find it at the exact point that you'll be able to hit the generator. In fact, it's not the shield generator, it's the power coupling just before it.
Smart.
Yeah, because the shield generator itself will, of course, be shielded. Okay.
I love
so
you.
yeah. So if you roll equal to, higher, or even slightly below, based on the result that was given, you will hit that and get that effect rather than having a random crit.
Cool. Can I aim?
You can. That's a maneuver. Everybody gets one maneuver and one action unless they spend 2 strain, in which case they get 2 maneuvers and 1 action, and you can't go higher than that. So if you want, you can aim once
I forgot
or
about
twice.
that last turn, but I'm gonna do that this time when I shoot.
Okay, so give yourself a blue. You get a blue from Nima as well, but that's after the ship itself gets to do some actions.
And
So the
X4.
first thing it's going to do... X4 has already hacked. You haven't taken any damage yet, so...
Can we get X4 to do some astrogation?
Actually, yes, because he could plot the route for you, couldn't he? So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So his astrogation is based on intelligence, isn't it? So,
Hopefully it'll go a bit better this time. No neutron stars around here, are there?
and he gets 1 less diff as well, because plot course is only an average thing for this. And I did forget to give Nima the blacks, because plotting the course through it also takes the blacks. No.
Ah,
And you can hear annoyed whistles from X4 as he's going to take 2 points of strain for that. And there's this beep, 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 and you can see that he's shuffling around annoyed as he just can't seem to predict where everything's going.
Not moving logically.
Look at that, 3 of the dice I got nothing on. What the fuck?
yeah.
Anyway, I nailed the thing I wanted.
RNG.
So that's
Fucking
X4. So
resilience
that now we've got the ship itself. It's going to attempt an attack on you guys. I did forget to upgrade the diff last time, but it already. Actually, I'll upgrade the diff this time because you did get that from your evasive last time, and actually it still applies now, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 1 red, 2 purple, and 3 black for your shields. And at the moment, they're still going with the firing solution pattern, so they haven't upgraded their attack roll yet. They do hit. Oh yeah, actually, no, because you didn't do that this turn, so it goes back down to 3.
Wait, no, three for shields and 1 for evasive maneuvers. Oh no, evasive maneuvers.
That was upgrade. That was
upgrades. Yes, not blacks.
Okay, so they are going to. They're trying to track you, and as a result, it's taking a lot of their processing power because of the sheer skill of your piloting, and also you're a small ship. You're still weaving in and out. Yes, actually, you do get to spend threats, but they are going to hit. So they are hitting you for, and this is the turret. So that will be 10 points of damage. You've got 3 points of armor, so you are on 7 hull trauma.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, 1 hit from this thing is nasty, but it's so rare that they do that.
There is, for 3 threats, the active character grants the enemy a significant advantage in the ongoing encounter. Can we say that they've swung round a little bit to give me a much easier time to get in and drop
that will
Valashar off?
count as a successful approach. So I'll give you 2 ticks on your approach, which is the more difficult of the 2 approaches, but it has a better time when you actually get into the ship. So that will save time in the long run. Yeah. I've just given you another tick in the box.
Lovely.
Okay. Yep, I will absolutely allow that. That's actually good narrative as well. So yeah, as they were trying to broadside you, you're like, yep, keep going. That's good.
Took a hit on the way in, but it was coming from the front, so at least some shields got to it.
Yeah. They only got the 1 success, so they, and in all fairness, none of the blacks helped in that case, as none of your shields helped there.
Yeah.
I doubt they'll be doing that again anytime soon. Of course, this is where they end up rolling Triumph next time.
Of course.
So they're doing that, but they also need to do another check. So they are going to, let's see, first of all, they need to try and slice. This is going to be bad for them. So the diff on the slice is going to be...
Isn't it contested with X-Force? Or is it just...
Hard with a black for X4. 1, 2, 3, black. And... no. They can't get the jump drive working. They just haven't figured out how he's doing it. At the moment, they think that he's somehow... yeah, they can't figure out how he's doing what he's doing, how somehow your tiny little ship is providing an interdictor field. And they try a few different things, and every time they do, they can see they're just about to take system strain, and they stop it immediately. You've got some really stressed engineers back there. The ship doesn't take strain, but the engineers fucking do. Yeah, they are stressed. Definition stressed. As for the communications, because they have a huge crew, they get to roll against all the effects each turn. One of the advantages of being a big ship. So they're going to try and get the communications back, because that is freaking the fuck out. That's message. That's mission completed from you, Rodrigo, and so they are going to go for that. That. The communications are up and running again. They do manage to get that back off you. Okay. But you managed to panic them by the fact that you did that in the first place. So freak out achieved, but they've got them back. Okay. Which may be useful later on for them in the fight. So that's them done. So the remaining 2 of you, what are you doing?
Thankfully, should take some shots first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because you were already lining up, weren't you, Felicia? So you've got a blue from Nima. If you aim, you'll get another blue. And what you're looking for here is a sweet, sweet crit. and it's barn door.
You can take the true aim talent because we've got an advanced targeting computer that gives you a blue and upgrades the check.
Oh shit! I forgot the targeting computer you installed.
Yeah.
I forgot about it too. I could have used it last
True
time.
aim. Yeah.
Okay, so that
Good thing I've got it all written out in front of me.
Wait, is it still a 2
Thank you,
blues
Ed.
or does it become 3 blues?
It's 2 blues, but you also upgrade one of your green dice to yellow.
Right. Yes. And it's still diff 1 with 1 black.
Yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Doesn't hit, but you get a triumph. How does that work?
Does it loosen the umbilical for us to be able to get at it
The
super
ship
easily?
blows up.
You do something vital, such as shooting the controls to nearby blast doors to seal them shut. You know what? If that's what you want to do, Felicia, it's your shot. But if you want to take Ed's suggestion, instead of hitting that power coupling, you end up hitting a different power coupling, and the umbilical starts to come out of the ship.
Yeah.
Sure.
That-
Which
that
means the
was
umbilical
totally what I
is easier
aimed
to
at.
get to now.
The rest of you just see that happen and were like, I didn't know she could aim that well.
Huh.
So one of the things you can do with the 4 advantages that you have, you can either give covering fire, giving you guys another point of defense, Felicia. So that's an extra black when it tries to hit you. Or you can penalize certain effects, which I don't think is going to be a bonus. Or you can get rid of the enemy's defensive bonuses from like cover, or it says here equipment, until the end of the current round.
Well, I'm looking at it, and it says that for free advantages in interstellar combat, ignore penalizing terrain or stellar effects until the end of the active character's next turn.
So you could do that
Could
with
I
piloting checks.
basically
maybe.
shoot down a lot of the debris and things so that JT has an easier way flying?
Yes, actually, and we'll continue the narrative of the umbilical coming out. You shoot what is one of the couplings on the umbilical. The umbilical just starts coming out because it's no longer tethered in with like these clamps that would hold the umbilical in once withdrawn. Because the umbilical's coming out, there are ships actively avoiding it, thereby giving you a clear run to it. And as a result, yeah, we'll get rid of all the blacks
last
to Ed's
advantage
next
gives
check.
Rodrigo a blue.
Okay.
Or, well, the next character, but I think that's Rodrigo.
No, that's
I
me.
am totally
Next one
messed
is
up.
Ed. So
No,
he's
next
gonna-
one's Ed. Okay, Ed gets a blue and removes
which could be
blacks.
really useful for Ed, because it could be that he can score 2 approaches here and get there. So, Ed, you can see that the umbilical's coming out. The ships are weaving out the way because they don't want to be hit by it. But you're going straight for it. That's the target. You can do the same roll as you did last time, but this time no blacks because they're all actively getting out of your way. And you also get a blue because it's a bigger target now than all the rest from Felicia using the last advantage. So what was it before? The piloting for this was looking at the previous rolls.
So this is the first drop-off approach, correct?
Yeah, so whatever you roll for the last drop off.
What did I roll?
Good
It's the last
question.
JT roll.
It was 2. It was diff 2.
Diff two.
So this is diff 2, and you get a blue, no blacks.
Can I take a maneuver to decelerate and match speed?
Yes, you may.
Will that give me anything?
nothing else, it should make it easier for
Yes.
people jumping out.
It will because if you fuck up, it will help in the collision rule.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Let's do that then.
there's a good
So,
reason to match speed with something. Yeah.
Maneuver to decelerate slightly, match speed, and then I'm getting in and opening the front bay for the Valashar to make their jump.
Roll this first. You can flick that as an after effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to do that, please.
Absolutely.
I'm
so-
already out of my gunner station, by the way. So ready for this.
I actually have an idea before the Valashar make their jump, but I want to wait until my turn.
Okay. So you actually got 2 approaches on that, which means you've got all 4 approaches.
Oh, nice.
To do the first
Nice.
pass. Okay. So the first pass is sending out a near suicidal crack squad to open the umbilical whilst you are holding fire. Yeah. Bear in mind, all the other ships have got out of the way. Now this hulking vessel sees you for what you are. They know that you're the source of the jamming. They know that you're the ones to hit. They're going to be doing slightly more against you. However, you have succeeded without taking a huge amount of damage. You've taken 7 so far. It's managed to do that. What would you like to use the advantages for? I can suggest some if you would.
Yeah. What have you got for me?
I will allow that both of those can be added either 2 to Victoria or 2 to Unger or 1 to each when they do their jump and attack.
Let's go 1 to each, Victoria and Unger, on their attack. And also, can I have one of those maneuvers be strain induced and actually take an action as well?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm going to take 2 strain, and the ship also takes a little bit of strain as I also fire the gun.
Yeah!
You've been waiting to do that for a while now, haven't you?
I was going to
He's
say
the
it.
pilot, so
Yeah.
he never gets to use his shiny guns that he is picking out for the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I don't think you've actually done an action, have you? You've done.
No, I did a
fly
drive and a
drive.
decelerate.
Yeah. You've
Fly
got
and
a.
decelerate.
You've got a 1 turret that has been locked in the forward position.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to. We've got the shields targeted, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Actually, the not the IFF. The cold shot is still active. Nemo's still
Yeah.
painting it because you're moving around the ship. If she doesn't keep painting it, it will be lost. But it's still painted right now. So if you
Yeah.
want, you can try for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will do after this because we're just coming to the end of an initiative pass. So
Cool.
be a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get the shield generator down.
pew pew. It's going to be 1 purple and 1 black.
1 purple, 1 black. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay. And I don't think that's a crit.
No.
I think that's just shy of the crit. So you don't get to do
Yeah,
the
crit
modified
free.
crit. But you do some damage. So that's 6. 6 goes to 8.
So that's 8, and it's linked.
Oh,
That's 16.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
Right, I need to check something very quickly. Is it 2 8s or a 16?
That is
Or
2
it
8s.
2 8s.
Linked is
okay.
2 8s.
Yeah, both barrels and 2 huge scars appear on the side of the ship. Yeah, you're definitely putting it in there. And this is the end of round 2, which means that other things have happened. Other ships have hit by this time. You can see that your 2 scars are probably 2 of the best so far.
That makes sense.
Good stuff.
Nice.
As I say, I pre-rolled a bunch of damage, so this ship is getting damaged as it goes down.
Yep.
We're not just doing your stuff, so other things are happening in the background. But yeah, with the total, I was about to say how much damage could reveal the amount of armor. But with the 3 sizable scars that you managed to put in with your lasers so far, going well. Anyway. Yes.
Yeah, we got 3 armor.
You got 3 points
Cool.
of armor, which for a ship of your size is amazing.
We have
Yeah.
a lot
So-
of armor.
Normally
It is
a Silhouette
not
5 or
quite
6
on
will have
par
that much
with
armor.
Victoria's
Damn.
Soak, but not much is.
Yeah, the Lakota is a stealth gunship, effectively.
Cool. So we're taking a break?
Yep, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to charge up my coffee, and we will see you after the break.
Cool.
welcome back. I'm losing the will to live. Anyway, we have caffeinated. We have got up and walked around and looked at something that isn't square. We've argued on carpets and my future of being exiled by a small cat army. So let's get back to playing a game. When we left off, you guys were successfully approached this large cruiser. You managed to get one of its umbilical docking ports to come out of the ship by getting rid of some of the clasps that hold it in, and now just purely with the inertia of the ship, the umbilical is coming out. The next step, of course, is to open up the cargo bay, which JT has done. So I allowed that on a reflex action. That's just flicking a switch. And now you need to have some near-suicidal, adrenaline-driven maniacs to jump onto the umbilical and start chopping a new entrance into it.
Yes.
And I think we've got the 2 people involved. We do have something that Grim's going to do first, because it's going to be done at a much faster speed than jumping out, gliding onto a ship, etc., etc. So, taking the first initiative slot, Grim, what is your idea? Your thing is muted.
I don't know why he does that.
Neither do
anyways.
I.
Okay. I'm gonna put on the comms headset, and I'm gonna hail that ship. And
The communications work now, so yes.
yeah,
you
yes,
can do that.
yeah. I'm gonna hail that ship. When I get
actually,
an answer.
I'm going to give you an asset because I know what you're about to do. You know that this is the Makare. It's the Makare crime syndicate. So
Makare
you can use that as an asset. That will actually give you a blue. The fact that you actually know their name.
Okay. So I'm gonna hail them, and I go. JT's gonna fucking shoot me as soon as I say this. This is Captain Emmett Selk of the Lakota. Can you hear me?
Stand down or be destroyed.
Yes, that's what I was calling you about. We're part of the Rebel Alliance, and I deeply apologize. This is the first time we're supposed to survey this part of wild space, and I'll be honest, I'm a bit inexperienced with
You're from the Corps? What the fuck?
Right.
What's your stake in this?
What I wanted to say is that I panicked a little bit and got a little bit with the itchy on the trigger finger, and so I just wanted to formally surrender.
Sure, give me this is gonna have some blacks because you are doing this in the middle of a fight.
No, that's fair.
So the guy that you've contacted is the opposing comms officer, and his discipline, he says quickly, looking up the stats of the appropriate type of character, will be 1 red and 1 purple, but because you're in combat, it's also 2 black.
Simon.
Mhm.
I have something called convincing demeanor.
Yep.
Remove black per rank of convincing demeanor from deception or skullduggery checks, and I have 2 ranks.
In that case, both blacks get deleted.
Yes.
So it's just a red and a purple against your deception plus your asset, because you.
Oh yeah, I do have
Yeah, your asset is a blue bonus dice, and the reason for that is you've been listening to the communications so that you know how to refer to them and all the rest of it. You've managed to cold read them through the communications as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna roll for that right now. Whew.
Yes.
There it is. I'm going to take all
Have
the
you heard a
advantages
good word
off you
about me?
because there's things you don't know. So I'm going to take the advantages and apply them to something that you're unaware of.
That's
But they're
completely fine.
advantages. It's a good thing.
So I continue going, saying, we're formally standing down. We're surrendering. We didn't know we were dealing with the. Sorry, repeat the name again.
Makari.
The Makari Crime Syndicate. I deeply apologize. We stand down.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You've got a very confused comms officer there. He's not going to reply that you've done your pitch,
Sure.
and you'll find out what happens later.
Exactly.
Um,
I'm gonna say we're sending over a negotiation party.
I'm gonna give you the thing now. Don't say that. That's a step too far for any perception, deception. The
All right,
second
no,
they
that's
see
fair.
who's
No, that's
jumping out
fair.
of your
That's
ship,
fair.
they'll go, "That is not a fucking negotiation party. That's a Balashar."
No, that's you know what, that's completely fair. No, that's completely fair. But
Well,
You've
the
done enough.
negotiations were short.
yeah, true.
Notoriously short, in fact.
All
We're
right, so
sending a
yeah,
representative to negotiate the manner of your death.
pretty much.
Please fill out our quick survey as you die.
Can you tell
so-
I watched the prequels recently?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
I need to have
yeah,
a Star
you've
Wars movie marathon
started
again.
fucking with their heads, Grim.
And
guessing
I
those are
quickly
practical
tell JT, okay, I know you're not gonna like this. Don't shoot at them for like a bit.
sentences. Oh, round. Because after
Because
that time, they're going to realize that one of their airlocks is depressurized.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
a bit would be about a nanosecond,
No, around.
like a byte maybe, or
yeah,
couple bites.
yeah.
Are talking to a robot. Be specific. It'll be fine.
Yeah, what's the ping on around? What's the ping on 6 seconds?
Yeah, no,
so-
don't shoot at them until we know the Valashar are in.
You'll know by the huge gush of atmosphere that's coming out.
Yeah,
of the ship.
yeah. Just do me that favor, please.
Okay. So that's slot 1. Who's taking slot 2? If
Me,
it's
me,
Felicia, then Unga will take the your slot in the initiative with you because it's coordinated strike.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
it's time to
I
sign.
wanna board ship.
Okay.
I wanna fuck shit up. This is gonna be fun.
Unga takes a look at you. Takes a look at you as you take your jetpack and put it on. JT has already opened up the thing. Unga is going to be taking a running jump at this thing. He is literally just going to be pushing off and allowing himself to glide through space. You have the rocket
Benefit?
pack, which means that you can kind of get there before him, or if he fucks up his roll and glides straight past the umbilical, you can kind of catch him and bring him back.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll give it a moment to see if he actually catches on. Otherwise, I'll do the save
Sure. Okay.
maneuver.
So this is going to have some difficulty attached to it. So he's going to go
Save
for
suicidal maniac in space. That has
Yeah.
to be a maneuver, isn't it?
pretty much. So this is a maneuver. Yeah, this is a very hard maneuver, but this is a maneuver. This is going to be the diff
Oh,
for him is going to be diff 2, so average because it is just a jump. When all's said and done, it's just jumping in 0G. But then to hit what he's hitting and to not hit any of the debris from damaged ships is going to be 4 blacks. And for that, he has nothing that reduces that. The good news is that Ed gave each of you a blue, and that's going to roll on to the jump and the attack because he's jumping as he's got the sword out, so he's jumping and hitting. So let's have a go at this. Yep. He takes some strain, but who wouldn't in this case? And he slams into the umbilical. He doesn't even bother trying to get hold of it. He's basically there going, yeah, my sword will bite into it.
True.
And so, yeah, he gets the maneuver without a hitch. I want the same maneuver from you. It's either your choice, athletics or piloting planetary, but you only have 1 black, so it's diff 2 with 1 black.
Div 2 with 1
And that's because of the
black
jetpack.
and 1 blue. I'm going for athletics because that's a bronze skill.
Yeah. So with athletics, you're jumping and you're only using the jetpack to correct your course if you're off. No problem at all. No problem at all. You land pretty much right next to him, and I'm going to say that you landed so square that your attack gets an extra blue as well. So that's 2 blues to the attack.
Nice. And that is a sword attack.
Yep. Unga's going to do the same thing. Regular melee is to diff 2. However, again, because you are doing 0G fighting, that's another 2 black on top of it. And the main thing here is getting enough damage to the umbilical so that the others can jump and get it.
Symbols at 1 does. Holy shit.
As you hit it, you slash off a huge section and you're really pleased, and then you realize that section has no structural importance at all.
Oh well.
Unga is going to do the same thing, and he got a blue from JT. He bites in, and so he is going to do that much damage. Cool. He managed to bite into a piece of the structure, but when he sees the big chunk that you logged off, he kind of smiles and then watches it floats by and goes, "Oh," and there's tons of stuff underneath. You kind of cut off a lot of the webbing that's used to draw the umbilical back in, but it doesn't give you any extra entry.
Yet at least. Well, it does give us access to more stuff underneath, so...
Yeah. Which means that these guys have got some interesting times ahead. We go... let's see, that was 1, 2... It's the ship now. So I'm going
Have they realized that we're on the outside of it?
Based on the damage that you've done, and you haven't broke through yet, they don't get a bonus to this. Because at the moment, the ship's been damaged all over. A couple of sword strikes don't register yet. Depressurization will. Oh. Okay. The ship doesn't shoot at you. It fires its firing solution at everything but you. At which point on the comms you can hear, "Why is your cargo door open?"
I think you might have. I think you may have hit a system or something that just made it open automatically.
You get to roll for that next turn. You want to continue the bullshit? At the moment, he's not believing you, and if you don't convince him again, he's going to include you in the firing solution. Which, cool. So the only other thing they're going to do is they're going to try to repair the jump drive. So that's going to be... Was it diff 3 before? Okay, yeah, there's a slice. And... Did I roll it?
Okay.
Yes, they managed to change the jump drive, but in doing so, you can see the engines flare and lightning comes out of the jump ports. When they changed this, it strained the ship somehow. So you can imagine inside, as they were changing jury rigging mid-combat, the jump drive, a load of conduits blew out the wall. I'm going to go classical Star Trek here, and some of the consoles just frazzled. I'm going to take each of those threats and add that much in system strain.
Alright.
I'm going to comms down to Felicia and Ungar. Do you need me to hang around, or shall I come round for another loop?
Give us a moment, otherwise just jet away and come back in a moment.
Okay.
Because I want to get one more sword swing in before you jet away, because that should give Rodrigo enough time to bluff again as well.
At the moment, relative to the other ship, the Lakota isn't moving. So if what Ed is asking is, should he do evasive maneuvers, or he'll be a sitting duck?
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean...
Well, technically what I'm asking is, should I leave entirely and come back and drop everyone else off later, or do we want to drop them off now? Like, how successful have you been, is my question.
This might take a moment, JT.
Okay, I will stick close, but try not to get shot.
Yeah, trying not to get shot is the big thing here. Because pretty much once that umbilical's open, it's almost game over for this ship. 60-odd people ravaging through the ship. Trained warriors, it's game over. We're not even going to fight our way through it. I'm gonna get. I was just gonna get you to describe how you win, Victoria. That's all.
Right.
These guys are not. They can fight because they're pirates, but compared to Valashar, they don't hold a candle to you.
They aren't prepared for what is coming.
So, Ed and Corinne, what are you going to do?
I'm going to ask if Nima can find the hyperdrive on this ship. Because we might be able to get a couple of shots in on that and disable it.
Yep, disable hyperdrive. I can look that up for you. I've got that here. That is going to be a hard check to do enough damage to the engines that they can neither jump. It will actually reduce their speed as well to 0.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so that's a hard check to try and pick the target, and then after that you need to do a crit. And you'll be holding that target.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And what would you like to do with the advantages, Corinne? Good. That's how you get crits. You stack them with support.
Unless you're me.
Unless you've got a crit 1 sword, yeah. He's trying to crit with a moving ship with a turret. It's a thing. Yeah.
Look, over there.
You have a feeling, JT, that as she's there and she's assigning the target, she's kind of rage clicking the mouse. The target is kind of having a seizure.
Like bottom spamming.
Yep. Yeah, because that makes things better, right? It's
Imagine
that
just the pinging on the map in like your multiplayer games, but it just keeps, and it's just like Nima's name underneath just blinking.
Yeah, like the chat is getting filled up with her name. Nima ping this location, Nima ping this location. It's like over and over and over again.
Okay, Ed, yeah, go for it. You want to see if you can stun the hard drive?
Oh, yes.
Hard drive, the hyperdrive.
Yeah, so
I'm my words today. Fuck.
If we're next to each other like this, I'm going to start kind of going round, finding the shot I get, and then I'm going to take evasive maneuvers after the shot.
Oh, it's gonna take the Valashara a turn or two to break through, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Grim. Do you want us to stop doing this? Yeah, we can hold. We can hold.
Yeah. I say so. I want to shoot. I want the hyper. I think it would be better if the hyperdrive. Is that what it's called? Jesus Christ. I think it would be better if it was out as soon as the Valashar were in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ed, I will allow a held shot actually.
Okay. Yeah, if you'll allow
want,
that.
you can spend your entire turn. You've got 3 blues as it is. If you want, I'll allow you to do an advanced aim and hold it.
Big number.
I am also going to be doing evasive maneuvers, so I think.
That looks like retreating, so that's not going to break any of Rodrigo's efforts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are evasive maneuvering, and we are taking a maneuver to the advanced targeting. So that's going to be 2 more strength to me and 2 more strength to the ship.
I think you can downgrade an action to a maneuver.
Yes, but aren't we saying the action's going to be later?
Is held,
Or-
yes. That's going to be on reaction. So yes. So yeah, if you take the extra strain.
There we go. And I'm just gonna. So the advanced targeting upgrades me, but because we're doing evasive maneuvers, it's downgraded again. We're just a straight roll. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm now just around trying to make it hard
That's
to
gonna
get.
be a little hard in
draw a
itself,
beat.
but I can do that. I've done birds.
Yeah, I mean he's not actually firing. None of your weapons have fired, so that kind of helps with your story. And
I
yes,
think probably
he's doing
with
evasive
closed
maneuvers
are-
because he doesn't want to die. I think that's a perfectly acceptable
Right.
compliment to your ruse. Okay, so that is this turn. Back around to top of the round. Initiative slot 1. Now you can, if you want, just get the Valashar to hack in.
I don't know, Felicia. Do you want to more time?
If you want to bluff first, then go for it.
I'll bluff first. Give
I
me
mean,
a
it
moment.
can't hurt.
Hopefully not.
At least not
so
for me.
the diff-
I'm on the ship.
The diff for this, Rodrigo, is 1 red, 1 purple, and 3 black.
Which comes down to 1 because I have convincing demeanor. Because it gets rid of 2 blacks.
Actually, hang on. Dun dun dun. 2 red.
Yes.
Do it. Give us those light
So
side.
2 red, no purples, and 3. Hey Prime, how's it going?
Sorry, we've been really immersed.
Ship combat in this game is amazing. It's not just pew pew, and there's loads of shit you can do.
Do I still get the 1 blue from
Yes.
the asset? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you still got the blue. You do know how to talk to them, but you may lose that asset after this round because you're pushing your luck after.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. You start talking about oh my god, we're gonna lose cargo. Shit. Thanks for that. Kind of thing. And he's just confused. Go, who the fuck is this guy?
So yeah. Anyways, we can negotiate the terms of our surrender. Obviously, we can pay for reparations. That's fine.
Filibustering in the middle of a fucking combat.
Yes.
Pay for the reparations.
I love
you did-
Rodrigo's character. We
Sorry.
can never let those two meet each other.
It's like a matter and antimatter colliding.
I mean, I've got a
cannot
book
let
full
you
of
meet
morality
each other.
rules if you want.
Then the universe will implode.
Grim,
Your
your
dumbassery.
threat. I'm going to give you a strain for that, mate.
No, that's fine. That's completely
You're feeling
fine
the
by me.
pressure. You're feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, you're sweating and all the rest of it, and you're trying to keep the tremor out of your voice. Yeah.
I've been in worse situations.
Sure. Yeah. This
Then you
Who the
have. You
fuck
got
are these?
interrogated by JT and Victoria.
True. True.
Victoria and Unga. It's time for you to be all you can be. So it's just the attack roll now. So do an attack roll, diff 2 with 2 black. And this time you.
I'm gonna assume I can aim.
Yes, both of you can aim. Your maneuver.
There we go!
Jesus fuck. Okay.
That's an insane crit.
So
Okay,
Victoria stabs her sword into the ship, and the ship explodes.
You weren't here for that session, but I did actually break
Of course you
into
did.
a ship by slashing through its windshield and destroying it.
She jumped onto a fighter and just went, fuck this, and put her vibroblade through it. Which we know
I'm not
from
surprised.
The Mandalorian you can actually do, because on The Mandalorian, was it
that.
Moff Gideon puts his vibroblade through the side of a TIE fighter.
So that's
So-
crit. That crit
Cannon.
plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. Do I want to use the triumph for something else, maybe?
Could I make a suggestion
Yeah.
Go ahead, and if
Sure.
not, I've got one too.
that you very carefully slice the doors open and didn't mess with the airlock, so they don't notice the air rushing out?
Yes! Simon, can I do that?
That's what I was going to
Question.
suggest. I was going to suggest that exact thing for the Triumph, where you're there kind of like, hang on a sec, we could actually just, if I could just cut this bit here, we'll be inside the airlock, and then after that
Question.
we can just weld it shut.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Do we know that? Do we know they're in? Even if we don't know this detail about the airlock, do we know they're in?
Yeah. So the background is that you normally know, unless I have jammed your comms, you know what your friends are doing,
Okay.
because as they're doing things, it's a free
So
action to say
soon-
I'm in. Yeah.
As soon as I get the confirmation, I just go, "Oh, it looks like you're all about to die. It was nice talking to you," and I cut off communications.
Yes. Okay. Is
And
it
I
normal
tell
crit to
JT very
ship-
quickly.
Ship crit again,
You can shoot them to ribbons now.
So yeah, we're gonna go for a crit. You can't
Yes.
ship crit an entire cruiser with a sword. Yeah, so that just doesn't happen. Yeah. So the damage that you did there, I mean, how much damage was that without the crit?
So that's 10 damage without the crit with Pierce 3.
Yeah, okay. So that's 10 damage flat. That means that you did 1 point of damage even to a capital ship
Yes.
with the sword.
Yes.
But because it was a cold shot to that particular thing, all you've done is that you have surgically opened up the airlock.
Yet again, I have opened a door with a sword.
Not surprised.
One does not need a lightsaber to open any door. With
As
a
I
sword.
say, it's canon. If Moff Gideon could do it, you sure as hell can fucking do it. Your sword's better than his. Yeah, you managed to just neatly get rid of all the bolts on the door. You're just like ding, 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 and rip the door open. There's a small puff of atmosphere, but tiny amount that was in the airlock. The inner door is fine. This is quite a large airlock. It's a corridor airlock. And you can pile it full of as many maniac Valashar as you would like. This is meant to go between two ships. It's very long. It's a movable corridor. So inside this is a telescopic corridor, and you've just managed to neatly do the one end without fucking up any of the rest of it.
Nice.
So when it comes to critical, what I'm going to do is get you to roll a critical for me, but don't roll the critical, just roll me a D100.
Aww.
Okay? Yeah, it is fairly damn ridiculous.
So 1d100. Can I even say
And then-
plus anything?
And then, plus all your vicious stuff, that still counts.
Yeah, but where do I click in the
You
vicious
can't
then?
in this.
No.
Yeah.
You can't, but we'll just add it manually.
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
Whatever.
All right,
It's done.
fair enough.
So
80
that's
plus-
80 plus 80, so that will be a total of 160.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, according to the rules, Rodrigo, a crit of 151 or higher is instant immediate death.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But of course, this
Yeah.
is a called shots, and you can't
And
do that
on
on
a
a capital ship. Yeah. You can't do it on a capital ship. I would like you, Felicia, to roll me a D1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, D10. Give me a D10.
2010.
Okay.
It
an 8.
likes the 8s today.
Yeah, sure,
1, 2,
that's the
3,
8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I told you right at the beginning of the combat that the side of the ship, of the big ship, had these 2 bulkheads that opened up, and it had along its length a bunch of landing bays, yeah, where these smash and grab ships came out of. As Felicia's ting 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 ting, with a backhand slashes something behind her, not knowing what it is. As she does so, the bulkhead in front of their launch bays goes and doesn't reopen.
She will be like, JT, send in the warriors.
They can't send any of their carrier vessels out of the side of their ship. This has here, it says the table 711, and I'm just retrofitting it for this ship. One of the vessel's main landing bays is knocked out of commission. The severity of the damage is ultimately left to the game master's discretion. This could result in anything from a temporary inability to launch or recover ships from this bay, to a failure of the docking bay shield and a total decompression of the entire compartment. I wasn't going to go as harsh as that. What I have done instead is the door is closed, and they have to physically send out an astromech to undo her damage in order to open it again.
Right, Rodrigo, I don't know if we've explained crits to you.
I think you have before. Yeah.
Basically, you roll out a D100, and then for each crit, you plus 10.
Yeah.
But then there's the
You don't do
vicious
multiple crits,
trait,
you just do
which
one crit and it gets
adds
worse and worse.
plus 10 per rank.
Of
So
course it
my
does, yeah.
sword is vicious 2. But Victoria is vicious 3, so...
So it's five
Yeah.
extra crits.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then for each additional crit on your advantage table, and so my sword is crit 1, so I remove 1 advantage, and then the rest of the advantages gets plus 10 per
Plus 10
each.
as well. So she can. It means that she can chunky salsa somebody with a single swipe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it does mean that she has to get into melee in a game where there's a lot of guns.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
also I have a jetpack.
Yes, which means that she has a chance of getting there. Anyway,
Basically,
you-
the enemies have until I reach them to try and kill me, and I have a soak of 8.
so it's a little disgusting. You can with the right gear, you can be pretty disgusting in this game. It's great.
It's so much fun. I love her.
It's a bit like Lancer in that it's a hell yeah game.
Yeah,
It's
fair enough.
Go off
I
and do
noticed.
funky shit. Yeah.
I noticed. Yeah.
So that is Felicia's turn. Who's up next?
The lady with me. Oh, guy.
The guy, Unga. Yeah, I already rolled for him. He missed.
Oh, okay.
He missed, but it looked really cool. That's
Okay.
what his 2 advantages were.
I already told.
Yeah, so
No, because Unga's an NPC. Yeah, I'm just gonna cancel those. And he looked cool doing it.
Yeah,
and you're
he
right.
looked
Actually,
cool.
you've
That's
used 2
enough.
slots. So this comms officer, basically, I'm gonna cut to inside the ship. The captain turns around and goes, "Are they enemies or are they not?" Comms officer turns around and goes, "I think they're idiots, sir." Because you're still filibustering. He's just like,
No, I told you. I told you. As soon as,
actually, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I heard
said,
that
yeah, you're about to
Victoria's
die.
in, I said, "Oh, lovely. It looks like you're all about to die. Nice chatting with you. goodbye, and I just cut off communications. And I tell
Sure.
JT, you can.
Yeah.
I do tell-
So that's right.
I do tell
sorry.
JT, you can just shoot them to ribbons now.
Yeah. So JT, you had a held action. So
Shoot,
go
shoot.
for the hyperdrive.
Oh!
And he gets the crit. He gets the crit. Oh my word.
I love that Ed was just sitting on that, just ready to cut, like finger hovering over the button.
Ouch.
Well done. Well done.
Ouch. And I forgot you had 6 agility. It's man, droids. Yeah, upgrade yourself and not have any downside to having cyberware. In that case,
You are cyberware.
Droids, the superior beings.
roll
Oh,
me
God.
a crit. But I'm also going to
It's a
modify it so that if you
massacre.
get close enough to it, it will actually have a higher effect. So 60.
That looks quite good.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm happy to go with that if you are. It doesn't reduce its speed to 0. It just cannot navigate or jump into hyperspace.
That's exactly what we want. That's the aim.
That is
Exactly.
We're
perfect.
good. We're good. Yeah. So yeah, this ship is fucking blind. Now it cannot establish stable orbits. It can't. It can't pilot
Simon.
directly to the space station. If it wants to go to the space station, they would actually have to manually do it now and adjust the course all the time.
Simon,
It is.
can
what-
you please tell me what happens inside the ship after Grim just cuts communication?
Yeah.
Well, you cut communications with him, and that's at the point where he goes, "I think they're idiots." What? And then all of a sudden, someone goes, "Sir, and he's just got bricked. The console that he's at is the Navcom, and the Navcom's fucking bricked. He's like, "Sir, we're blind."
That was also 11 damage, by the way.
Yeah.
11 damage soaked by that. We haven't got to the end of the turn yet, but the ship is starting to look slightly fucked up.
Yeah, I figured.
With 11 damage, even with its soak, it's starting to get a bit hairy down there. When you hit through one of the Navcom arrays, which overloaded the whole system, and then into part of the guts of the ship itself. That kind of blew out a corridor.
Good.
Actually, it's going to get quite hairy at the... Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. You're far away from destroying the entire ship and making it blow up, but... Ow.
That's not what we're going for.
That's not what you're going for, no. You're going for... Yeah. And
just as
right
a-
now, that amount of damage and some of the other bits that's happening now, you have a feeling that they would have wanted to have used that emergency jump, and they just can't. Where are they going to jump? Well,
Yeah.
there is one thing they can do. They can just switch on the jump drive and hope they don't fly into a star. You have to be suicidal to do it. Yeah.
So they die, or they have a high chance of dying.
Yeah. Yeah, as in they cannot, with the nav computer, they can't choose a destination. What they can do is kind of go up to the hyperdrive, switch it on and switch it off, and hope that nothing gets in their way, which in most cases means death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is almost
It's the equivalent
certain
of
death.
saying, roll me a natural 20, or the entire party dies.
After that's done, just to add a bit of roleplay, I just go. Graham turns off communications, takes off the headset, and goes, "Well, that's my job done, and my tea has gone cold while I was doing that, so I'm just gonna go reheat that really quickly."
It's going up to the fucking galley.
Can I just jerk the ship a little bit, just to spill the tea?
I'll allow it. Yeah. Yeah, you just
had to. Didn't
tapped
you?
the clutch just a bit. Yeah.
We are absolute assholes, but you love us for it.
You had to do it. I'll just make myself.
This is an average. The Navcom, by the way, is an average thing to repair. But they've got other repairs they have to be doing as well. Because
they have like a
other ships-
shit-zillion repairs they want to do.
Yeah. At this point, their crew is pretty stretched thin, so they get a lot of downsides to this. Basically, you can use crews as minion clusters, and as the minions are assigned to things, the minion cluster goes down and down and down until it's just a couple of green. For them to
And
use.
can we, on X4's turn, delay that repair somehow?
Absolutely. Yeah.
X4 can have some fun fucking with their droids.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't got anything else to sustain. He's not hacking anything at the moment. So, yeah, he could. Let's see what we've got here. I guess it's like jamming and spoofing. I'm gonna give him a. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a hard computers check, I think. And at this point, he doesn't really care what systems go off, so he's not going to get any blacks for this. Normally there would be blacks to go for specific targets and things like that because there's certain firewalls in there. He just wants any buttons on any console to go red. So he's going to throw in on that. He fails. But let's see.
3 advantages.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what he would use those advantages for. He's actually going to turn off one of the turrets. Yeah. Force the target to drop a weapon it's wielding. It only does it for one turn, but one of the turrets just suddenly powers down. Everybody else is attacking the ship, but I've already pre-rolled it. This is what I said before. So at the end of each turn,
fair.
I apply more damage.
So okay, no, that's fair.
So at the moment, they have got a lot of extra damage and extra system strain because some of them are hitting them with iron cannons, which does system strain and not structure damage.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Iron damage is best damage if you want to take over a ship.
Yeah.
Instead of blow it up.
We just don't happen to have any of them, so...
Not
Oops.
yet, at least. I'm sure they're on JT's list of toys I'd like to
Oh,
buy.
I can
Well,
get
we
that
actually
for
don't
you.
have the
You don't have
space on
hard
the
points.
ship. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we've shields and high output in...
In all fairness, the hard points are
turbine.
paying their way, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah,
And-
they're
yeah.
worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can see
Maybe
some of
we
the...
can steal a
uh,
second experimental ship that we can just like
Another one.
add other guns on.
You can have your Talon to your Moya, if you know the reference. Iron cannons tend to be good for traders because traders don't really care about killing the any pirate ships. They care about making it so that they can't hurt them. So they will pelt them with ion fire until the ship is basically just crackling and floating in space, and they'll just get the fuck out of Dodge. They don't care about killing the pirates, they care about getting out alive. So iron cannons tend to be a lot better because system strain usually is a lower threshold than hit points.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's X4 done.
Yep, that's X4. That they did their turn as well, so X4 should have gone before them. So that what's left? Felicia's had her turn. Ed's has his turn. So it is down to Grim, who is heating up a cup of tea.
No, like
Wasn't
I
weren't
already
we
had.
doing
No,
a-
I was reinforcing the bluff.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
the first
reinforced the
thing I
bluff.
did.
So actually,
Mine was a held.
JT and Nima left.
Ed was a held. So it's actually JT and JT again and Nima. Yeah.
Is it alright if I go first, Karen? I'm going to come back around and drop off the rest of our friends.
Absolutely. Give me a piloting plan. Not piloting planetary plan. Piloting space.
Oh, you can send them out with a V25 if you want.
Everyone get in, boys. No, I give me a piloting space, and in this case, it's going to be diff 2 and 1 black.
Diff 2 and 1 black. Yes, please.
Absolutely fine. Yeah. I'm going to soak up the advantages by just having an increased effect on the guys jumping out of your ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
You line it up like your ship is given this umbilical mouth to mouth, and they have to jump maybe 10 meters, which isn't that far in 0G, to get to the umbilical. They grab onto whatever they can, and then just start scuttling in. At this point, it's kind of undeniable what you guys are doing. Once everybody's in, they slam the door behind them. Nima and Unga, not Nima and Unga, sorry. Victoria and Unga have already lined up their shots to open the inner door. In fact, you probably don't even need a shot for the inner door. There's probably some sort of emergency seal that you can just open up. And you start spilling into the ship. I'm going to wrap this up with Nima. Is there anything in particular that you're going to do?
I think you've just been talking a bit quieter than usual.
That's fair.
Oh, no, my microphone was off. Oh, dear.
Okay.
How long has that been?
Surprise.
That would also do it.
I don't know how long that... It's probably been off for the entire time because I would have turned it off last week. And then I didn't... Because it was off on OBS. But it wasn't off for you guys. Because it's a specific one going through OBS.
Oh, right. So we've been hearing you, but everybody else hasn't.
Yes.
Well,
Right.
Oops.
Okay.
technical difficulties, everyone!
On brand.
I am so
On
sorry.
brand. Absolutely.
I'm dropping right now, so...
It's all right.
Thankfully, we've got 7 minutes left, so that's not going to take long. I think that we can safely say that you guys have nailed this fucking challenge with your various things. Between Nima calling out the called shots, Grim just bluffing the fuck out of these guys and giving you guys two turns grace.
I haven't spoken
Two
to you,
turns.
Hermit, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like, about all of this. Well, I didn't say anything important anyway, so.
She was doing a lot of called shots and things like that. Rocking a sensors, never underestimate the sensors station on a ship. So the crew working in perfect harmony, you have managed to infiltrate this ship. And I'm going to hand over to Victoria. Can you describe to me how the Valashar go through this ship? These are space scum. There's no major plot on board.
They are scum. They're in our territory by adjacentness, so obviously we need to take care of them, which means that we don't take prisoners exactly, you know? It's more like you go through, you deal with the rubble, and basically find out from, like, take the captain captive to, like, interrogate to make sure that we know any other movements in the area and stuff that could be useful. Mm-hmm. But mostly it's just your, like, traditional Viking invasion and plundering of goods.
So out of 177 people on this ship, 60 of you go in and clean up. When you think about it, really, it's barely 3 kills each. Yeah. When you think of it in those terms, there's parts throughout the ship when they realize that you're in the ship that they make sudden barricades and try to hold you at pinch points, and you're just having none of it. At one point, they try to get you at a T-junction. Unga goes into one of the rooms, runs at the fucking wall, slashes his way through one of the walls, and takes them from behind.
I imagine I do the thing that I did in the other ship where I just take the jetpack and zoom through the corridor instead of caring about their gunfire and just soaking it.
Yeah, you're just basically turning yourself
Like the
into
time I
a
walked
missile.
through machine gun, that giant machine gun.
Fucked up my machine gun
fired.
emplacement. I was really sad.
No.
So you charge into battle, and for the guys in the ship, you're mostly just evading a bunch of turrets that just get less and less and less. Suddenly you hear comms from the Allied ships where they break off from the capital ship and start taking out the frigates that are trying to take out the listening post. Sorry, the trading post. Some of the frigates actually turn around because a distress call comes from the capital ship to come and aid them. Only 2 of them break off, but they're swiftly taken down as well.
Yeah, that's stupid of them. Turn their back on the enemy.
When you guys are invited onto the ship, once everything else is taken out, you see that the Valashar, as Felicia says, take no prisoners. There are times when they will allow an honorable withdrawal, but in this case, these are just scum. And it's time for some reinforcement of reputation. When you step onto the ship, you notice that everybody who has been defeated by the Valashar, those that haven't been cut up into small car trunk-sized pieces, have been nailed to the wall. One of the attachments to the blaster carbine is effectively a rivet gun. And the hunters, as they come through the ship, if they are out of combat for any amount of time, they pick up the nearest fallen enemy and rivet them to the wall. When you walk into this ship, it's almost like some sort of haunted ship, as a bunch of people who look like they're just standing up are standing at slouched attention, and when you get closer to them you can see the rivet has gone straight through their sternum and is pinning them to the bulkhead.
Well, that's a bit grim.
Har.
Hard. Love what you've done with the place. Could use less blood though.
When you get to the bridge, the captain has his head locked off his body. You can tell, single shot. You can't tell if it was Unger or Victoria, Felicia's choice. But his body has been nailed to the captain's chair. Our allies, thank you for the lift.
That's when I say that, you know. Oh, love what you've done with the place. Could use less blood though.
You like? We're just going to set this ship on its way. Let it be a reminder to anybody who crosses us.
Yes, this is supposed to be our territory. They're getting gutsy if they're invading over here. Or have the lines moved that much since last time I was home?
Technically, this is just outside, but our memories are deep. This system here has always been allied to us. Reasonable people. They live with honor. They protect their family. We've never had a problem with them. In fact, when we first started trading with them, they asked for our protection. Came up with a good deal.
Oh yeah, I remember about that.
Okay, boys. Gut the ship. You guys want anything?
I actually wanted to see if there was anything valuable that the Valashar hasn't plundered yet.
They haven't plundered anything yet. They've spent most of the time decorating the ship with the bodies of the fallen.
Fair enough.
So there
Yeah,
are
Grim,
some...
you did pretty good up there. How about you get first pick?
I'm up for that. I hear you managed to keep them off us just by messing with their heads. Like psychological warfare. Never been one for it myself. Other than screaming in their face, of course. Making them shit themselves.
Yeah, hit them close enough to the head and they will fall down. That's always fun.
But
Yeah, go on. Let the lad take his first pick. Spores of war.
Anything that catches my attention. Simon.
What type of thing are you looking for? This is a
Anything
ship that has landing base.
Anything that screams big money to me. Anything that says big credits. big money.
Biggest credits that you can see, a lot of the stuff on here is junk. This is their home. You have a feeling that if you had enough time to collect enough stuff, you could probably get a small fortune's worth. But
Yeah.
that
takes time.
he's giving you first dibs on a single item on the ship.
Yeah.
Give me, I guess it's either a perception or a computer's roll, because you're either going to go through the manifest, or you're going to be quickly flicking through all of the internal cameras going, gimme,
Perception. Yeah, I'll do perception.
Sure, give me a roll. Again, you choose the diff.
The higher you go, the better stuff you find.
Oh, yeah. And I've got stuff going all the way up to 5.
Give me a moment.
Oh, no, wait.
So your diff can't go higher than 5.
Yeah, I'm doing diff 3.
Diff 3? Okay, diff 3, I can give you some.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. In that case, you have managed to flick through a bunch of things, and you go, and just because you're trying to find something quick before the guy changes his mind, you go, that one, and you find it's a patrol boat. It's called a cloak-shaped fighter. I would bring up a picture, but I've forgotten to do the NDI today.
It's all right.
If anybody Googles cloak-shaped fighter, it's in there. It's the KSE Cloak Shape. It's an aerospace fighter that was made by QAT Systems Engineering. This sells around about 38,000.
Ooh.
But is a ship, Silhouette 3 ship in its own right.
Fair enough.
Does mean that one of you would have to pilot it because you can't get it in the loading bay.
I'll pilot it. I don't know if we can do something along the lines of towing it to the Lakota.
The Lakota hasn't got a tractor beam, but you
Well, that's
can
fair.
ask X4 to transfer to the cloak shape, and he can pilot it for you.
Sure.
He's an
that's-
astronaut. We can do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We are at 11, by the way, Simon.
I'm wrapping up. Unger claps his hand on your shoulder and goes, "You're a sneaky one, so you like the one that's smaller. I get it. I want that
Yes!
and he
Yes.
flicks through a few others and goes, I want that Lambda class shuttle. And there is a this was on the Diff 5, by the way, 140,000 credits, rarity 6.
Wow.
Imperial Lambda class long range shuttle. He goes,
Motherfucker.
that's my ride.
Yeah.
The rest
Nice.
is yours, boys. And the Valashar go looting through. I will actually give you guys individually a loot roll, but I will do that at the beginning of next session.
That seems fair.
Okay. So this part of the story, this was a little bit of choose your own adventure based on the neutron star, by the way. If you had fucked up with the neutron star, you would have had to have gone to a backwater port and tried to repair your ship, which was
just be dead.
which
Or
was
just
the
be dead.
mitigation option in the road. This was the gain allies option in the road. You have already helped the Valashar, so going off to meet the Valashar now, rather than limping into port and coming in as people who had been defeated, people who were not at their strongest, you're coming in as recent victors, which in the Valashar means everything. We're going to pick this up next week. And
Hopefully.
Not next week, no.
no, not next week.
Yeah.
So next week, very, very quickly, next week is Halloween. On Monday, I'm going to be doing no rolls, no rules. It's going to be a ghost story. And the only confirmed player at the moment is Ed. On Tuesday, Ed is going to be running Ed is going to be running Vampire the Masquerade with myself and Rodrigo as the players, which I'm really looking forward to. On Friday, Rodrigo is going to be running Mothership. If you love aliens,
Mothership
You're gonna
or Monster of the
Yeah,
Week?
Mothership. I'm
it's
going
gonna
to
be
do Mothership.
Yeah. So that's the three things. And then if I have the energy on Saturday, I'm going to be doing a reverse D&D where the people are going to be playing low-level undead, waiting for a bunch of adventurers to arrive. I started writing it this lunchtime. Felicia,
you're
we can't hear you.
I was saying I
Yeah.
have first dib in the Dungeon Keeper game.
Yes, it's going to be based on Dungeon Keeper, but you're not going to be able to slap any weird BDSM mistresses. That was a weird game. That was a weird game.
It is such a weird game, and I love it.
That's quite the note to end on.
Yeah, but all the same. So yeah, Saturday, if I have the energy, and I sincerely hope I do, I'm going to be doing that. So yes, they can play liches, demi-liches, flame skulls, banshees if they want, but they'll all be level 1 of what it is. So I will be making downgraded versions of whatever they choose. Anyway, it is 11 o'clock. Thank you very much for watching as always. We're going to do a very quick mini raid. So I'm just going to type in a quick raid, and we're going to head off from there because a lot of us are dropping. And
shall we do Kate?
Tuesday.
She's on.
Yep. If Kate's in there, let's just
sure.
do that.
Yeah.
So I'll type that in now. So / raid Kate. Let's go. Thanks very much, guys. See you on Friday.
Yes, just make sure you got a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys. Sorry for my microphone being off. Bye.
Oh god.